partner, Danny Limelight, had a real big falling out, and it hurt me so bad because I loved him, and he was one of my best friends, and oh my God, it hurt my soul that we weren't talking anymore, and he called me out of the blue.
Wow. See?
Now we're good. Danny Limelight.
Small example, man. That's awesome.
He just called me and was like, hey, I just want to squash whatever beef, and I'm like, why? You know, I'm thinking like, what's the motive, brother? You know what I mean? And I felt like this transmission lift off my chest. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like a car got lifted off my body, and I've been thinking about it for years. I'm like, I miss that dude. I wonder how he's doing. And he called me, and everything was good. And I was just wondering, like, what the heck? That's so crazy. Like, how people can just come into your life, leave, and then come right back, and everything's okay.
Right.
You know?
Right. Hey, dude, I've got friends that I don't talk to for like 10 years, and all of a sudden, all I have to do is call them, or they call me, and we pick up right where we left off.
Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah.
It is, man. It's an experience, life experience. We're running out of time, man. Real quick, tell us how to find your matches and your merchandise. Give us the websites, and we'll just put it over.
All right, guys. So I have actually all this written down. So basically, you guys can find me on Facebook at Gino Toldyouso. You can find me on Twitter at Gino Toldyouso. On Instagram, Gino Toldyouso. You can also check me out on YouTube at Gino Toldyouso, Puerto Rican wrestler, which that was the best I could come up with. Guys, I upload everything. I have 700 plus subscribers on there. I upload weekly. You can find my old matches, new content. I do birthday shout-outs, promos. I do everything, you know what I mean, just to keep content going. I never want to be one of those guys that you look on his page and he hasn't posted in 5 years. You can also find my merchandise at Square Up / Gino Rivera. You can check out my pro wrestling tees at Gino Toldyouso. I have Off the Ropes Pro Wrestling School, which I train people here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I've got a bunch of new talent coming out, so they're here. And you can also, for bookings and anything else, you can just contact me at any of my social media. I'm always active. If I don't get you in, that day, I'll get you the next day. But I love talking. I do all podcasts, interviews, phone calls, FaceTime, whatever you guys need. I love feedback, and I want to talk to you guys. I want you guys to be fans of me and my work, and just enjoy everything I do, because I do it with my heart and pride. So there you go. That's it.
Awesome. You can tell us real quick. Give us a little bit of detail about the school.
So I started Off the Ropes Pro Wrestling School in July of 2019. There's not a lot of possibilities, places to go as far as wrestling in the Southwest. No one's really training people, and if they are, they're not. They don't come from a school. They're just self-training themselves or possibly hurting other people. I come from an elite school.
We like to call them yard tards.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. You know what I mean? So I come from an elite school that produces stars constantly. I paid my dues. I graduated from the school. The system, I know the basics. Guys, I've worked for the WWE doing extra work countless times since 2014 till now. I know what they want. I know what they want to see. It's just you got to get the opportunity. And I've provided the opportunity to many people here in New Mexico. As you know, some kids, they flock. I had a whole group, and then it went down to like 10 to 9 to 4 to 5 to back up to 10. But, they feel that first bump, and they go, yep, not for me, brother. Or they just can't afford it. So right. I'm extremely affordable. I don't want to take your money. If I could do this for free, I would. But unfortunately, our system doesn't do that. So I'm affordable. Guys, I take care of my guys. I bring them on the road with me, and I stick my neck out on the line, meaning they come with me to shows. They help set up the ring. They learn the basics, the etiquette, the fundamentals. And like I said, I've got 4 students on the loose right now tearing it up. I'm not going to shout them out because they need to pay their dues, brother. They need to get on their own bus.
That's right.
They know that. Like I said, I started training them in Albuquerque My school is called OTR, Off the Ropes, and you can definitely pick up a shirt, or you can contact me if you're looking for a guy to train you. And I have a lot of fun doing so. I'm not here to make you, do anything funny or haze you or yell at you and scream at you. I'm here to get down to your level and produce the best professional wrestler I can be and that you can be. So that's why you can come to my school. Check me out.
That is fucking awesome, Gino. All right, hold on the line. Thank you for showing up. That's what you really did. You showed up mentally, and this was a great interview, and I can't express how much I appreciate you doing this for me. Hold on, I'm going to stop the recording. That's all we got for now, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. All right, everybody, welcome back to the One Stone Dude podcast. Thank you for listening so far. I know that segment with me and Gino was kind of long, but it was probably one of the best interviews I've ever done. With me on the line for a second segment of What's Your Beef, his name is Dan. He is an inspiration for the character of a book that I wrote called Rides for You. By the way, if anybody would like a free copy of that, message me at autobot0311@protonmail.com. Dan, how you doing, Dan?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing really good.
Awesome.
Good to hear from you, homie.
Awesome. All right, man, what's your beef? Lay it on the line for us.
Well, I mean, right now, I've been thinking a lot about this, and you know me, man. I got quite a few of them, but right now, what's close to home is the rehab system, the recovery system for addicts and alcoholics.
Okay.
I feel like that a lot of the systems miss the mark. Like, for instance, there's you can go to a detox, but then a lot of times you're on a wait list for a rehab after that. So there's a lot of steps in between where somebody can just go screw up again. And it is a disease, and it's a huge problem. And then on top of that, the lack of understanding from what us addicts call normies,
right,
doesn't help whatsoever. And I feel like and I've been one of the things I've been thinking a lot about lately is like how to do it better. I'm sure where the money's involved, they already have the detox rehab facilities combined and whatnot. But I was thinking about even maybe go a step further, right? Like you have the detox and the rehab, and then from a rehab or a treatment facility, like I was recently at Crossroads. They're a real good one here.
I stayed there. Yep, I stayed there.
Yeah, and they did a good job, But then when it was time to leave, it was pretty much like, well, we can figure something out. Bye.
Yeah, you get dumped on your ass.
Yeah, and it's like, and then then that's how I discovered the halfway houses or the sober living homes. But I think it would be better served if some programs had a whole system, right? Like you could do a halfway home right out of a treatment center where you can get back up on your feet, get a job, and then like this one sober living house has that called Brand New Life. They had what was called like the intake sober home, and then after a month, if you're caught up on your rent, you got a job, you've been hitting your meetings like you're supposed to do, then they have what they call upper living, which is a better house. And I think he had another scale after that. So it's like, a lot of us, I spent close to 15 years screwing my life up, right? Like, It's not like I'm not gonna fix it overnight. And don't get me wrong, I'm very appreciative of all these programs. I just feel like there's a better way to do it. And then I know for me, I've been blessed. My mom and me, we've never seen eye to eye, but over the years, she did a lot of studying on her own. She went to the Anons, or is that what they call Al-Anons? She did a lot of addiction studies and stuff, and really she'd come to an understanding like, to the point where she was almost giving me justifications at the end there before I went in. Actually, before my recovery was sticking. Right, like I was in a rehab hospital when I woke up paralyzed. I didn't know if you know that. At that last spot you and I seen each other at, and nobody called the ambulance for me or nothing. Right?
Wow.
Sorry, yeah, dude. But after the surgery and all the physical rehab, they basically kicked me back to the street. My mom was like, "Well, Dan, they just kicked you back to the street, so I'm not surprised you relapse." I'm like, "Okay, Mom, look, I get it, and I appreciate your understanding. Like, I don't even need you to justify it." Like, so, but it is nice that she was understanding, right? Like, she my mom did the best thing she ever could for me, and I think the enabling is a huge problem for us because we will use that to the max.
Right.
As an addict, till we burn the bridge, and that's one thing my mom never did. The second she figured out I was using, she cut me off completely. But she would always answer the phone, and she would always take me to rehab if I asked her to. Right.
Right.
And in the end, that turned out to be the biggest boon and probably best thing for our relationship because now she knows. She knows that I can do it, and she's in my corner hardcore. And
That's awesome.
I love her for that. But yeah, man. My biggest beef right now, the simplest thing that I can take care of is I want to try to change policies and the people's opinions of drug addicts. The stigma is hurting us the most.
Right. I had a caller. I have a guest on last week. What I would recommend. He works for the New Hampshire Coalition for Harm Reduction. Now, this is a nationwide thing, so I'm pretty sure Arizona has something in mind, something close to that. So what I would say is that you have to look something like that up, and that's where you start. That's how you get policies and laws changed and shit like that.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, that's definitely a good idea because that's definitely my passion right now.
Nice.
So,
and that's a fucking awesome passion right there.
Yeah. Yeah,
man.
It's nice to have a passion and a purpose again, man. Let me tell you.
Right. Hey, I gotta put you over, which means in a professional wrestling term means make you look good. We've been around each other. We were running buddies, and basically a running buddy, if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, is when people use drugs together. So me and Dan used to use drugs together, hardcore, and to see where you were then and to just hear you on the phone now is you sound so much more intelligent, so much more in the present moment. You know what I mean? And both of us got to that point of insanity, and we were definitely pretty fucking insane. We were hanging out with each other, and that
interesting times.
Seriously, and that cloud right there seems lifted from not only you but me as well. So
I hear it in your voice too, man, and I'm proud of you. I am.
Thank you.
You're sitting there, you're doing a podcast now, and you wrote these books, and I read some. Like you sent me the book today, and I gotta tell you, I like what I read. So
Thank
far
you.
at the beginning. You did a great job, and I like how you're keeping it real. Even if it's in a fictional sense in ways, but you're keeping it real just to try to, I think, to maybe give people a better understanding of the plight or mindset of the addict.
That's one of the reasons I did it, man. You're absolutely right.
Well, and that's exactly what I'm getting from it. And I like, so far I'm reading what your description of the other characters, or co-workers, I guess you would call them, or employees, in the book. And I like how you because my thing is, one thing I tell people all the time is, I've made the money, I've had the house, I've had the cars, I've also been homeless. I've done drugs and rubbed elbows with the upper echelons of the military and society all the way down to the homeless. And a lot of those homeless people used to be someone who was a VIP in society.
Right.
So, and I like how you showed that, right? Like you had a character, I think, that was like in some kind of political career, and he had lost that through his addiction, and that's exactly what happens to a lot of us. And yeah, we did it to ourselves. Any healthy recovering addict at least is going to admit that. But at the same token, there's been a lot of instances in my life where it's like I feel like if there was better understanding, there would be less enabling maybe, but a little more support.
Right. I agree. I totally agree, man. We were, it's probably like the third fucking story I've told in this podcast, the same fucking one, but I'm going to say it anyway. There was an experiment done in the 70s by a psychologist using rats and a sense of community. On one instance, he had a park built for rats so they can have their own little community right there, and and play.